Hi, good day everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Oyindalara and you are welcome to this channel. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, please just click on the subscribe button. It's free, totally free, doesn't cost anything. And there's a bell beside it as well. Please just click on the bell so you'll be among the first set of people that watch my video anytime I upload. So back to business. As I was saying, go. Today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic, like very interesting. It's very peculiar to the society where we belong today, and it's titled daughter-in-law versus in-laws. Yes, you heard it right. Daughter-in-law versus in-law. Welcome back. Like I said, I have a guest here today, and you know, while we're growing up, like there's this mummies we used to have in our lives. They're always in our corners. Just call them. Hello mommy, anytime yes, this is the kind of mommy that she is to me. And she has inspired me. Yes, like when we start talking, we can scatter this place, so but let's not show our real character, our real face. This is not our real face, Sha. Our real face is somewhere else.
Under the cloth.
Yes,
so much.
The honor of Jumoke Disu with me.
Yeah.
Oh,
good day, everyone, and thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on this episode with me. Such a great pleasure to have you.
Same here.
Thank you. So, today we'll be talking about daughter-in-law versus in-laws. So, but then I think before we continue, we really need to know what the society or what in-laws really want from daughter-in-law, because I feel it's until when people know what is expected from them, that's when they can deliver what they are supposed to. So you've been married for 30 years now, so what do you think the society, or what is the right thing with that?
What I will say here is that it's a two-way thing. There is an expectation of a daughter-in-law with the in-laws, and there are expectations from the in-laws too of the daughter-in-law, even son-in-law, because there are times that there will be issues, but it's not really pronounced on sons-in-law as it is pronounced on daughters-in-law. However, there's something that is constant, which is change. We all belong to different cultural groups, and when it gets to advancement in technology and life, and that is where the change is supposed to come from, because weddings, marriages, homes are not like they used to be in the even 19th century. We are in the 21st century, going almost to an end now, and there are some people, they are still rigid. They are not open to change. And that is what causes most of the fracas in homes. If people consider in-laws, I mean daughters-in-law, if they receive them, like from our own side now, the Yoruba setting, on the day of the traditional marriage, they hand over the daughter to the mother-in-law. The bride, they hand over that take care. If the mother-in-law is able, there are some that have changed. There are some families, they have really gone far and they have changed, so they don't have such issues. But there are still some that are still slow to change, and there are some that are adamant that as it was in the beginning, is now and ever shall be. And if one stands on that pivot, there will always be problems. So let me now come down to your question, that what do they expect? It is difficult to streamline or to put in a bowl that this is their expectations. At times it is fear of the unknown. They expect, some feel that once this person marries my son or marries my brother, before my brother used to give me money, now I may not be able to collect money like that.
Divided attention.
You know, they start thinking that, oh no. And there are times, even like when I was getting married, and when I was introduced to my mother-in-law to be then, so she asked me to come to where she was selling her wares. So I went there, and when she saw me, she said, ẹ̀yin lo earring ni. I said, it's just like a dress. She said, kí ló wí? I said, it's just like a dress.
In English, àbí Yoruba?
Yoruba now.
Okay, bí aṣọ náà ni.
Yes, I said it's just like a dress that I put it on. It depends on my mood, and that is just like I'm dressing up. That's all.
I think I like that response.
So she now said, and I asked her that, why did you ask? She said, because my mother-in-law is an alaja.
Okay.
She said, àwọn tó gba Jésù, wọ́n náà máa ń ju òkú nù. I said, I don't understand. He said, the so-called born again, they don't do funeral, that they don't bury their
They are
old.
dead.
They are dead people. And I said, it's not like that.
Oh my God.
You know, we have not done engagements. You know,
Done introduction.
we have not done introduction. I just knew her, so she asked that I should come and see her in her place of trade, and I went. So, you know, she had something she's bringing
Already.
in her mind. And my husband is the first son, not firstborn, but first son. So she had her expectation, and she had her fears that if her son, and her son was already going to church anyway, but she was just scared. So she had her fears. Daughter-in-law too will have her fears.
Fears and worries, yeah.
But if you are open to change, that I'm leaving my home, I'm going to another person's home, I want to know them. Even your husband you are getting married to, you cannot know him totally.
It's not possible.
You only have a pedestal to take off.
Like a manual.
No,
even a manual.
It's not, you have a pedestal to take off. From level A, you are moving on to B, C, D, and on like that. Yeah. So also, the sisters-in-law, the brothers-in-law, you know, everybody had their baggages that they are bringing in. Yeah. But today, even if you have a Yoruba girl that is getting married to a Yoruba man, and she grew up in the US, she's not going to behave in the same way a girl that was
brought up here
in Nigeria. Yeah. So they have moved on. There are certain things people are still holding on to here that they don't really.
A long time ago.
So there will be a kind of clash of interest, clash of expectations. However, if we all have an open mind that this is a sojourn, I've never been here, I've never had a daughter-in-law, even if I've had several, this is a different person. This is an entity.
Brought up in a different way.
So we welcome the person and we start introducing without any form of bias. So I think we'll be good to go. But honestly, there are still lots of baggages that people are carrying into relationships.
Okay, in a situation where a sister just come out like, okay, see you after a long time. Lagwaja, you didn't even call me all this while. Like, this is like a relationship. Might be friendship or whatever ship it is. And I feel it's two-way. You bring yours, I bring mine. Rather than expecting me to do everything. So they'll come like, you didn't even do this. When did you even reciprocate? I feel it's respect is reciprocal. So it should be reciprocated. If you're not calling me, then I won't have the ginger to call you. So how does a daughter-in-law cope with all of that?
I have a different view about that.
Okay.
In that, in this part of the world, you see that some people, in fact, in Yoruba culture, they say that ìyàwó máa ń rin ọkọ ẹ̀fín or something. Alárìnfín.
Alárìnfín ọkọ níyàwó.
Yes. Or alárìnfín ìyàwó ní ọkọ. vice versa. It depends. And there are times that some people, they like you, but when they see you, even friends, what do? They smack you.
Yes.
They smack you.
That's
their expression of love. That's why I said that change is constant. The daughter-in-law should be open to change. The sisters-in-law should be open to change. There are some people, it happens not even with in-laws, even colleagues at work or friends. How do you handle that? So if we are not putting the tag of in-law, if we are putting the tag of friendship, relationship, knowing ourselves, knowing our interpretation of love, knowing our interpretation of friendship, then we will be able to go long and go far and go well.
Okay, now you mentioned the husband on the side of the bride. So you discover that the way they treat the daughter-in-law on the part of the husband's family is not the way they treat the son-in-law on the part of the bride's family. Okay, now just take for instance, my husband comes to the house, like my parents' house. Nobody expects him to go to the kitchen to do anything. Even if he finish eating, they will still not expect him to carry the plate, unless it feels like they will still expect a younger person should come and carry the plate. But then the wife, when she goes to the in-laws place, you will do everything. You wash, you cook, you sweep. Even some sister-in-laws are even so funny. They will still expect you to still wash clothes if they don't have washing machine in the house.
To wash their own clothes?
Of course, yes. I've heard scenarios of that on social media. You see some people, I'm like, wait, how do you even go through all of that? To do all of that. So why is it not I feel what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. That's my belief. So even if it's not going to be 50-50, but let it be something close, maybe 55-45 or 60-40, rather than making it seem like the husband is superior and so he shouldn't lift pain. But then the wife can come and lift the mountain when it's not Jesus Christ.
No.
Why?
Yeah, like I said before when we started, that it's not all families. I remember long ago, one of my friends, I don't even know where she is now, she lost a pregnancy because they were living in Ilukweju then, but that house doesn't have borehole. So they have well, the open well.
She had to drag.
She will fetch water, go to a place of work. Before she comes back, the in-laws would have finished it, and her husband was an expatriate then. He doesn't stay
around.
Yes, so she will stress herself, and she was younger than the last born of the family. Because she married somebody that is well advanced in age to her.
This station is saying wahala we kokoshu.
So she will fetch water. She will not be able to complain. Then by the time the husband came back, she lost pregnancy, and when they got to hospital, the doctor was saying she should have bed rest. So one of the days when he was still around, he fetched water. I think one of the sister-in-law complained that is there no water at home? Then the man said, oh, can't you go to the well and fetch water by yourself? This is what you guys have been doing. It was the man that took action. You understand? And he bought a tank, empty reservoir. Yeah. So he was paying somebody to come and fill water for them. That is on that side. Also, in this Yoruba setup, Yoruba parents or bride parents, they help their daughter to have a successful marriage. So they want to go extra mile to let the man feel comfortable that you are loved, because the love they show, he will transform the daughter.
When he gets to the house.
In the event that the daughter-in-law misbehaves, he will be able to report her to the parents because he had seen that the parents are
lovable and they are kind to him.
Yes. On the other side, I won't say most, some groom's parents, it's not all of them that really care about one man, one wife, because you don't know the baggage they are bringing in. You don't know the baggage they are bringing in. Maybe your mother-in-law is the 5th wife. So, or your mother-in-law came from a polygamous home. Or she married into a polygamous family. So she doesn't see a big deal because that's the measure they used on her. So she wants to use it. And it's either you shape in or you shape out. You understand? And we are also from Nigeria is a patriarchal society where the man takes all. So, but it's beginning to change gradually, but not totally. In fact, we are far from 50%. We still have a longer way to go. But gradually, with information, with education, with exposure, people will start adjusting. Not necessarily religion. I'm not going to talk anything about religion, but I believe it is based on exposure, on orientation, on when you travel far and wide, you see the other side, then you know that what you are holding on to is nothing.
Okay, now another scenario where, let's say, okay, for my own family now, you know my family where we have just a male child, and considering how close my mom and my brother is, so he got married now, and my mom is seeing the wife as a threat. Maybe because my brother used to give her attention. Now, that's just an example anyway. My brother used to give her attention before he got married. Like, mommy, egg, bye, take this one. Every week, weekend he comes to the house, give her provision. Now he's married, and he doesn't even come once in a month. He probably sends money. Like, okay, I couldn't come. I had so many things on my table and all of that. So the mother now, instead of her to exert her anger on the son that you have been doing this before, even if you're not going to do it like you used to do, but please just try and do something. It's the wife now, because she sees the wife as a trailer, and like, it's because of the wife, that's why he doesn't have time for me again. So the wife become like a rival to the mother. What should the daughter-in-law do? What should she do in such situation?
The daughter-in-law is if she's experienced, if she cares, she should advise the husband to have a balance, even if she can't go. You see, there was a time when we discussed within myself and my husband what to be given to my mother-in-law. Then my mom was not around. She was still up north. So she was the only one we could see. So then my husband was working in Abuja. It was a weekend husband. So when my mother-in-law needs something, she won't tell me, but she will tell my husband. And there was no telephone like this then. Telephone was just coming up in the year 2000. These mobile phones, I think it was year 2000 with Econet also, if I'm not mistaken. So when my husband gives me money to give to her, I will tell my husband to put it in an envelope. I will seal it. So when I get to my mother-in-law, I will say, see, I'm making for you letter. My husband said I should give you letter. She will snatch it from my hand and go inside
and check.
But I didn't want her to feel that I'm the one controlling
your husband,
my husband. And I want her to be covered, to have a sense of belonging, that there is privacy in
between she and her son.
Yes.
You not interfering.
Yes. So I will just act like an ignorant person that I'm
You
not
don't even know what's
aware.
inside.
Yes, I will just say letter. Meanwhile, I'm the one that put it in the envelope and sealed. But I'll just say, CM said I should give you this letter. She will snatch it from my hand and go inside. Then she'll come back, we'll start talking again. So I think one just needs wisdom. Because when you are going into the university for a course, you have not done the course, but you want to know everything. There are some courses that will be difficult.
Of course.
There are some courses that you will struggle just to have a credit. But there are some, if they tap you, you will remember everything back to back. So that's the way characters of in-laws are. And it is not a manual. There's no manual for marriage.
I'll tell you.
There's manual for each discipline, but there's no manual for marriage. So how do you cope? You have to be open to change, like I said earlier on. Then you have to study that this is where I belong. I'm no more answering my father's name. I'm not answering your name, and I have to make room habitable for my children. Doesn't mean your children will live with them, but your children will be part of them, and they will use wives to assess children.
Not the husband.
Yes. So if they love you, they will transfer the love to your children because of what they get. So for mother-in-law, the daughter-in-law can observe that, when last did you get to mom? And the guy himself must make the mother to know that, mommy, I am now occupied. Mothers-in-law should release their sons and pray for them and wish them well. Because before he was a bachelor, you were the one crying. Go and bring a wife. I want to see my children. Now the children have come. The wife has come. The children are coming in. Then he has more responsibilities. Even the in-laws, he has to be good to the in-laws. He has been good to you before. Not that he won't be good to you again. But he also needs to win their love. So the commitment is now broader. So there should be understanding from each angle, from every of the angle. And the wife, God will help us.
Now I think we should be rounding up. But then there's this it's like a two-in-one question. I stumbled on a scenario on social media sometimes ago. I haven't discussed with my husband. The husband's family. I think okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put blame now, but I feel somebody was at fault here. The husband, their house, the properties. Okay, the husband fell sick and died. And the woman already had 3 children with the husband. They have 2 or 3 cars in the house, and they died. Then immediately, the family that were not so welcoming to the wife before, they already started calling her that they are coming for a meeting in the house. So somehow, the husband's younger brother went to the husband's bank. Maybe had a connection with one of the officials, and they froze the husband's account without the wife knowing. So I don't even know how the husband got to know about the account, how the brother got to know about the account. But that was the scenario that happened, and they came to the house. They wanted to they wanted to take the properties of the house, take the car. So the wife was like, no, this cannot happen. I have 3 children for your son. It wasn't like I gave it to the children to another husband. But then what she can do is release maybe 2 out of the 3 cars. But then this house, that's the only thing she has for her children, with her children. The account, the younger brother already went to the bank to freeze the account. So what do they expect? So in such situation, what is expected? Then there's this saying that when is married to the husband, she no longer belongs to her own family again. She now belongs to the husband. So I think that's supposed to be in that scenario. Why should they throw the wife to the vulture? Because that's what happens most of the time. The moment the son is dead, they feel they don't have any business with you, and they want to collect all the property, something they didn't work for. Why is that? So
there's always a place of law. If they were legally married in either of the three options in Nigeria, if they are legally married, then the law will take its course. And I'm yet to understand a man, unless if that man used his brothers next of kin, because we don't know about that. If he used him as next of kin, that's an error. It's gone, but that's an error, because if he had been operating the account before he got married, maybe he used him as next of kin. But after getting married, it is expected that certain things should be adjusted. And that is why even today, this age, this dispensation, they advise men to avoid dying intestate without will. Because once you have your will, you can be reviewing it periodically, maybe yearly or whichever way. That is on one part. Also, when you are married to an African man, a Nigerian, and you live in that country, there are certain expectations. There are certain things. That's why they keep saying it, that don't throw yourself on a man, so that there should be value. It's not the dowry or the ceremony, but when they know that there are people, though we still have inconsiderate people, we still have callous people, we have wives that are deadly. So it's not just in-laws. You have some wives that can kill their husband because of property. Yeah. So in such cases, there are a lot of sorry cases anyway, but the wife, the husband is supposed to create protection for the children. As he's acquiring property, as he's expanding his wealth, he should be making protection for the wife on one hand, protection for the children on the other hand, protection for his own people too. Nobody prays to die before to die and have aged parents, but it happens.
Yeah, life happens.
Yes, so if it happens, it's not that the old woman should just go without anything, and let everybody work for themselves, for each or as for he himself or for herself. Yes, let each person labor. Don't expect too much. Don't rely on people's property. Work for your own. What you have is yours. What you have as a couple, if you have land now and you have house and it is a dual something, then we can't finish discussing it anyway.
Of course. If we decide to continue discussion,
because most of these things are not straight jacket answers.
Yes.
It's like driving. They only teach you how to move a car, how to drive fast, how to slow down, and how to bring a car to a stop. All other experiences is on the job training. Is on the job training, and that's the beauty of marriage, because you are handed MRS, your degree, your certificate, on the day you are starting.
All right. That's a very insightful one. So, as a matter of fact, everything still is just still patience. I feel everything still boils down to patience and accommodating
and love.
and love, because
And understanding.
yeah,
You need to understand the family,
they are
the
marrying
culture.
into.
Even in Yoruba land, we have different
Yes,
cultures.
we have different culture. When some people be like, is this thing still happening? And you be dazed, like,
Yes.
this stuff's happening.
So you have to have understanding of all these things.
So I'm sure this has been a very insightful session. I'm sure you've learned one or two things. So please, if you want love, give love. You cannot see if you give bitterness, you too will become a mother-in-law one day.
No vengeance.
And don't try to pay your daughter-in-law, somebody that you've not even met. Don't try to pay her because of what somebody else has done to you. I feel that
or your past experience.
Or your own past experience. No, I think that's actually wrong. If your mother-in-law is treating you unfairly, you just keep paying her back with love. Your own daughter-in-law too, you don't need to treat her because of the way. No, please, let's do better. Let's, like I always say, please be an agent of change. Be the change you want to see.
Yeah.
Until we all become that change, this world don't let me say will not be a better place. But then let's just hope for the best and give the best. So on the final note, please, if you have enjoyed this session, I'm sure you have enjoyed now. All this talk that I've been talking about, if you have enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and share your opinion in the comment section. Maybe you're a daughter-in-law and you're going through so much. Please share your opinion in the comment section so others can learn. On the final note, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And thank you very much for this session. You know I love you now. I love you. So,
yeah.
until we see again in my next video, do have a great day. I love you.
Bye for now.